The main reason I saw Dr. Roubal is because I was at the wit's end. I had been to, I believe, about 5 doctors. I had septum surgery to try to work with my breathing. I was on my 3rd chiropractor. And been through 2 physical therapists, and I had even seen a counselor because I got to the point thinking, well, this is just all in my head, and I was so extremely frustrated and just wore out over continuing to fight a battle and have somebody tell me that, you know, there's just a possibility that we don't know what it is, and we'll just give you a pill instead to try to solve the problem. And my symptoms, I was having the dizziness, the nausea, the headaches. I was going on about 10 years of that, and I really noticed it in the wintertime. I started experiencing anxiety attacks. I was to the point every night I'd sleep with headphones on to try to relax my body enough that I would be able to sleep. I work, I'm a rancher, and so I'm very outside, outdoorsy, go all the time, and to the point there was times that I would have to sleep half the day. I'd be able to work in the morning, and then I'd have to sleep the rest of the day because I was in so much pain, and I had a lot of facial pain. My teeth were hurting, and then what was the real discouraging one for me is I woke up, I looked in the mirror one day, and I noticed that one side of my face was starting to droop, and it was shifting around, and it's just like, what is going on with me? And so, I mean, at first I kept thinking, okay, well, maybe it's just I need to go to the chiropractor, I need to keep working on that, and then I started going time and time and time again, and I'd feel good for a day or two, and then I'd be back right where I was, and so then I got to thinking, okay, it's in my head. So then I was seeing somebody to deal with my anxiety, and they were trying to help with that too, but I was never able to get on top of the problem. There was a problem, but it was like they were trying to cover it up instead of discover what the problem was. I remember walking into Dr. Roubal's office, and he started, his staff and himself started doing a number of tests, and I was working through the test, and his eyes would get kind of big once in a while, and then he'd go shake his head, and then he'd look again, shake his head, by the time I concluded all the tests, I think it was about an hour and a half worth of tests and x-rays and just a little bit of everything, he sat me down in his office and showed me all these on a big screen, and he goes, you have a problem, and so there's a reason for you to be feeling like you are. And looking at that, it was amazing. I had seen that my left side of my jaw joint was almost halfway disintegrated. My right side had massive disintegration in it. Wow. And he actually said, yeah, you know, there's a reason for you to be feeling like this. And I'm a pretty strong person. I just started bawling. It's like, it was so nice not hearing somebody said, well, it's just all in your head, you know. Now compared to a year ago, I mean, I remember a year and 3 days ago, I was sitting in my uncle's church, and I had the worst anxiety attack I've ever had, and I was in church of all places, and it was such a discouraging, disappointing, and I was so frustrated. And now, you know, I mean, all the holidays went great, and yeah, you have a little bobble every now and then, but compared to what it was, it's night and day difference. Dr. Roubal and his staff are great. Every time I call, I live 6 hours away one way, and there is days that I'll make the trip and back all in one day. And if I'm having a problem, like if something's adjustment's a little off or something, they stay late. They'll rearrange schedules for me because of the fact I travel. And when I get here, they're friendly, they're cooperative, they're sympathetic. They realize that you know, it's not in your head. They're trying to help you out as much as they can. Some of them become good friends. They've come out and visited the ranch and hung around my family, and to the point that my brother is actually starting to see Dr. Roubal too, and I speak very, very highly of all of them. I mean, they're great, great people. The whole process from the first time I walked in the door, I think is probably about a 25 on a scale of 1 to 10. I mean, just with everything, with how far I've progressed, and the fact that, you know, I've actually can get my goals and motivation, determination back because I'm not worried about how I feel every day. You know, I'm starting to be able to work out again and get my figure back because I'm not constantly eating and to make up for all the pain, and it's been wonderful, and the staff and dealing with them and has been great.